Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Katie and I make stuff vegan. Okay, so boom. So as you can tell by the title of the video, I have a slightly different videos today. Well, actually really different because I don't really do recipes, but that's not the point. So I thought it'd be fun if I rate some of my favorite vegan cheeses, or maybe not even like favorites, but just like brands in general. Now, of course, I haven't tried like every single vegan cheese, but I thought I would like share some tea on some of my favorites, some of my not so favorites, especially if you're new to veganism and you see a bunch of vegan cheeses and you don't know which one to pick, which is a luxury, may I add, because some of us were out here struggling a couple years ago, okay? Or like you want to try something new, you haven't heard of a certain name, I got you. So if you want to see me rate some of my favorite vegan cheeses, keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss any of my videos. And there's no recipe today, but I have a regular video for you on Tuesday. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's come out the gate. I just want to talk about this one first because she's controversial. Okay, so the first one is Daiya. I say Daiya, people say Daiya, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I remember like I was at a concert and I was talking to one of the musicians and they were like, we were talking about like vegan stuff because he's not vegan, but he was like, I don't know, like dairy free or something. And he was like, yeah, Daiya. And I was like, it's crazy because people think that Daiya is the only vegan cheese. And he was like, it's not. And I was like, baby boy, no. And I feel like it's just so important for these things to taste good. I understand like when you in the lab and they cooking it up and they like whipping it up, you know, they at the stove, they like, oh, this about to be fire. When they put it out for production, they don't expect people not to like it, right? That's like a lot of brands. That's like literally any single thing. Like you whipping it up in the lab, you want people to like it. Daiya, I don't understand what the problem is. Daiya is probably the worst vegan cheese out there. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. There's no reason you should be eating Go Veggie. I'm so sorry. Go Veggie was like, we went vegan in 2016. What were the girls eating? That's when you eat Go Veggie. And like no tea, no shade. If that's your favorite cheese, like, you know what I'm saying? But Daiya is like terrible. Now, honestly, I could eat Daiya. I haven't bought Daiya in a while because like, why? But like in a while, I mean like 3 or 4 years. However, like I don't mind it necessarily. There might even be a video on my channel where I used it. Maybe my macaroni and cheese video I might have used there. I don't mind it, but it's probably like the worst vegan cheese out there, to be completely frank. And I really discourage people who haven't tried vegan cheese for trying this one as their first one out the gate. Now, what I did notice about Daiya, which is very interesting, and let me know if you think so. So they have 2 Daiyas, right? They have the original, like the OG one, and they have like this off the block thing or like fresh off the block one. And this is my theory with that. So Daiya was ruling the girls for a while, right? And then all the other cheeses started coming out and they're like, we gotta step our game up because they started having a bad rep out in the streets because they low-key trash. And they came out with the off the block one, which is actually not that bad. That one's not that bad. And then also, I'm not gonna clown Daiya too much because they have like these bricks of cheese. Like they have like a jalapeno Havarti one. That is fire. Now, I haven't had it in a while because I haven't really seen it in Memphis. And I'm not gonna go out my way to buy no Daiya. Wegmans always had it. When I used to live in Rochester, Wegmans always had this cheese. And I would get it there, but like I haven't seen it around. Like I said, I'm not gonna go out my way. So for the shredded Daiya, it's a solid 2 out of 5. For off the block, I'll give it a 2.5. And then for the bricks of Havarti cheese, and they have a cheddar one as well, I'll give that a 3.5. Yeah, I think that's fair. And I feel like high key I'm being a little generous because I feel like they paved the way for a lot of people, but that's as much as I'm gonna go. Okay, let's talk about the 365 brand. So they have really good cheeses, like very great, like run-of-the-mill, reliable vegan cheeses. They'll melt for you, they taste good, they don't have no aftertaste, no funny stuff. So they're shreds, they have 2. They have like a mozzarella and they have a cheddar. Those are very good. I buy them all the time. I got some in the fridge. Very good for like tacos. If I'm feeling like putting cheese on my tacos, they don't get in the way. They don't jump out. They're not loud. They don't say too much. You know, very good, reliable vegan cheeses. Where they really shine high key are their shreds. So they got 2 shreds. They got a cheddar shred and they got the Gouda shred. And their smoked Gouda one gives very much the follow your heart smoked Gouda teas. You know what I'm saying? But very good, very reliable, run of the mill, very accessible if you have a Whole Foods. Rochester does not have a Whole Foods. Maybe they have one now. I don't know. I haven't been to Rochester for a year. But so they're not everywhere. Like Whole Foods is not everywhere. But I feel they're very accessible because, you know, there's like two Whole Foods in Memphis, you know. So you like accessible, you know what I'm saying? And very good. I would recommend that for real. Like if you're new to veganism or you haven't tried this particular cheese and you've given up on vegan cheese, I think that's a good place to start. Speaking of run of the mill, I just want to mention So Delicious real quick. I've only used So Delicious a couple of times because they're always like 50 cents more than everybody else. Like, you're not special. Like, what you doing? And they're just to not be special at all. Like, just run of the mill. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I will rate 365 above So Delicious, but I did want to shout out So Delicious. So Delicious, I feel they shine more in the yogurt department. Their ice creams are okay. Ben & Jerry's, once Ben & Jerry's went non-dairy, it made it difficult for a lot of people. But So Delicious, like, they're more like the yogurt girls, in my opinion. But I wanted to mention it since we're talking about run of the mill. Oh yeah, I never gave a rating. Okay, so for 365 for their shreds, 4 out of 5. For their slices, 4.5 out of 5. Like, yes. So Delicious, 3, 2.5, 2.5. Like, they're not giving, okay? Giving very much. They don't give Kraft. I feel like Kraft will be a better comparison for Daiya, but they don't give. You know what I mean? So let's talk about, like, you know that song on TikTok where it's like, here comes the boy. Violife. Listen, Violife. I feel like Violife is the best vegan cheese out there right now. Period. Their mature cheddar slices, I stay with a pack of that in the fridge. Like, I literally like just be throwing it on stuff. Like, for example, Whole Foods has like a new vegan burrito, nothing special. It's like $2, frozen beans and rice, right? Heat that thing up in the microwave, put a slice of that cheddar on there, put some salsa and some sour cream with it. Baby girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so good. I love those cheese. Like, that mature cheddar has me in a chokehold. But to go further, their Parmesan is very good. Their feta had to grow on me because it doesn't taste like feta. I think I talked about this before when I did my charcuterie. That's not what it's called. Sorry, a charcuterie. I'll be calling it charcuterie. When I did my charcuterie board video, it reminds me more of a goat cheese. Obviously, it's been like almost 5 years since I've had goat cheese, but that's what it reminds me of. It's very good. It's very nice, like in a brunch moment, you know what I'm saying? Sunday morning omelet brunch situation, she shines. The only downfall for me with Violife is that their like shreds kind of fall flat for me. And like their mozzarella's pretty good, their cheddar's pretty good, but that's kind of it. It's just pretty good. But I think as a whole, as a brand, even with that, 5 out of 5. Violife, I feel like, is leading the charge. Like, period. Best vegan cheeses on the market. If you see Violife, buy that joint. Okay? Okay. Also, speaking of the girls that are doing it well and doing it right, Follow Your Heart. Follow Your Heart, I feel like they're a very versatile brand. Like, their mayos. You know where Follow Your Heart really came into my periphery outside of the cheeses? Remember what's it called? Okay, I don't know if it's Just Egg. I don't know if they're the same people, but there was a Just Mayo. Like, let me know if they're the same people. Just Mayo fell off the face of the planet. Like, I don't know what. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, are y'all okay? Just Mayo, because that was my favorite vegan mayo. Like, when I first went vegan, because there are some imposters out there. Like, there are some people that is vinegary or like oily. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, okay, there are some mayos out there that taste like y'all never made mayo before. I don't know. So once Just Mayo fell off the charts and the way Follow Your Heart just kind of came in, I know this is not a mayo or a condiment thing. Their honey mustard, their vegan honey mustard, very good. Their blue cheese, their ranch. Like, talk about versatility. Okay, what it gave? Versatility. However, their cheeses are very good. They're very like neutral. Like, I think like Whole Foods, like their smoked Gouda is way more like flavorful than Follow Your Hearts. But like, you go to a lot of restaurants, especially like mainstream restaurants, like in Memphis, there's a place here called Huey's, and they have a vegan burger. They have smoked vegan Gouda on there. Like, just run of the mill. Like, a lot of run of the mill places not run of the mill. A lot of regular non-vegan restaurants use Follow Your Heart products because they're just really good. They're reliable. They know how to melt. Like, the chemists in the lab knew what they were doing. It seemed like people who used to eat cheese made that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas vegans in the lab were trying to figure it out, and they've been vegan all their whole life. I can just tell a difference. You know what I'm saying? Follow your heart. Really good. Solid 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so one of the cheeses that I think are the most accessible by far in America would be the Chao brand, Chao, whatever. Because they're sold at Walmarts, and Walmarts are in virtually like every, not even major area. Like I went to school in Normal, Illinois for undergrad, okay? We had Walmarts, like they're in every college town. They're in every like, not even like metropolitan area. Like literally, if you got more than 1,000 people in your town, you're gonna have a Walmart nearby. You know what I'm saying? It's like Walmarts are everywhere and they have the Chao cheese. And I think that's so incredible, right? You want these things to be accessible. A lot of the problems we see with veganism, one of the major ones is accessibility. I feel like even before price, you know what I'm saying? So that's great. People don't really like it because, and I think it's because it's mild. I have a great friend and he knew I was vegan when I met him at the time. And he was like, girl, I went to Walmart and I tried that Chao, whatever, and it was the worst thing I ever tasted in my life, and I threw it away. I was very confused by that because I think it's a great entry point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a good, mild, neutral cheese. Like, it gives like cheap mozzarella, not in a bad way, but if I'm trying to think of a cheese, like, you know how like there's like, okay, maybe you don't know, but there are like cheaper cheeses that don't have like a really developed flavor because they haven't like fermented. I don't know what the dairy girls be doing, but you know what I'm saying? Like it gives like a very mild cheese. So I was very taken aback by that. Like I was like, which one you try? Like, and that's why I don't like my friends trying stuff without me around because they are already so fixated on they freaking meat and junk. Like they already are going in with such a bias. Like I want to be there. But anyway, he lives in Georgia, so that's not a possibility. But anyway, regardless of that, I feel like the Chao brand is like one of the best accessible vegan cheeses, and it's actually pretty good. I really like their tomato and sun-dried tomato one and cheddar. I think it's very good. I don't buy it often because like I normally be at the Whole Foods, I'll be at the Kroger. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really, when I go to Target, I'm not really looking to buy, there's also Target. I'm not really looking to buy, cheese at that moment. But I do buy them. They're great to throw onto something. And I would definitely encourage someone who's entering veganism to start with that cheese. I feel like it's a really good little starter. You know what I'm saying? And also, it will be more encouraging because you'll know like, oh, like I'm buying my freaking Pine Sol. Let me pick up some vegan cheese. So, honestly, great. I will give it 3.5 out of 5. Like, just solid. Okay, we're gonna change directions for the last two real quick and talk about cream cheeses. Okay, so the first one is the Kite Hill cream cheese. Now, I tried their like vegetable cream cheese over the summer. I keep the bar very low when it comes to vegan cream cheeses because but it was very, very good. I really enjoyed it. I've been meaning to try like the sour cream and chive one or the green onion one, you know what I'm saying? But it gave me so many memories of like high school because my high school had the best bagels. Now I understand that it was probably like Sodexo when everybody had these bagels, but my high school, they had these warm plain bagels and they had the 25-cent cream cheese carton thing. And you be in your first period class, hurrying up and slicing a bagel open and spreading it on. Like, it's unlocked a memory for me. And I was like, dang, I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, little, mini, small memories. And I really like that one. Solid 4 out of 5. Like, if you see it at your Whole Foods or whatever, definitely pick it up. And the next one is Tofutti. Now, Tofutti was my first vegan cream cheese. I was very underwhelmed. And to be honest, I'm still underwhelmed, even though I got it in my fridge right now. It's just like plain, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like because they don't have a lot of competition, they can kind of keep that going. I would love to see the flavor profile develop more. However, it's solid, it's reliable. You can get it everywhere. I used to get it at Wegmans, and I get it at Whole Foods. You know what I'm saying? It's all like 3 out of 5. Like they know what they do. You know what I'm saying? They just got that tofu taste. And I understand like it's called Tofutti. And I actually love tofu, but it got that little thing in the background that Kite Hill does not have. So they should get on that. But it's cheap. Like, that's a thing. Tofutti is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cheaper than Philadelphia. But the thing with Philadelphia cream cheese, besides like the whole dairy situation, the flavor profile is more developed. And that's what I love to see from Tofutti, but they probably won't do that until they get some competition. But no tea, no shade. Let me know what you thought about this list. I didn't include a couple of them. Definitely the one I can never remember how to say, Mykonos. Because one is a city, one is a brand. I don't want nobody to tussle with me. I've been meaning to try it again. People have been telling me which cheeses to try from there. And now that I'm by a Whole Foods, not now, I've been here for a year. But you know what I mean? Like, I live at a Whole Foods. If I don't like it, I can return it. The last time I spent $8 on some cheese that tasted like sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't get into it. But anyway, let me know what you thought about this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss any of my videos. While you're here, check out my other videos. I'm gonna have enough videos. Let me know what you thought in the comments because I want to hear what y'all. I want to see if I'm missing out on something. Like, give me a recommendation. I went to Sprouts. I didn't even return that. I went to Sprouts and got some pepper jack cheese. I paid $6 for this pepper jack cheese. My expectations, I'm talking Kilimanjaro. It tastes like sandpaper. So if you got any recommendations, I'm always willing to try new stuff. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, y'all.